Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
In the year 247 in the Age of Judges, Vartan was summoned home after the death of his father. Upon his return, Vartan discovered something evil festering beneath the city of Eterno. With the help of some very unlikely allies, Vartan works to uncover the mysteries of his hometown and put an end to the nightmares that plague his people. Welcome to Ethereal Embrace. I don't think I've ever gone through as many portals in my whole life as I have in the last couple of days. Though it does make travel a lot faster.
Day 4. The City Guard Station. You're currently at the City Guard barracks, and you've got Judge Greystone in the cell, murdered and posed in a very gory way in front of you, and yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my word. Greystone. How? Why? Why would Susan do this?
I think the why is obvious. She still needed another sacrifice. Look at how he's posed.
Yeah, but here? I thought it was at the bricks.
Yeah, I think we need to get there. Oh, I don't see Dove Bree around either.
No, I don't either.
I think we need to make haste and hopefully prevent another murder.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go.
Okay, so you leave the City Guard and you head toward the warehouse at the bricks. You make your way pretty quickly. It's not too far from the City Guard to the warehouse itself. The streets are pretty empty. Between the people putting out the fire and the rest of the people staying hidden at Timorin's barn, the streets are pretty open for you to make your way there. As you get to the warehouse, are you guys trying to be sneaky coming in at all, or are you just charging in, ready to go?
I think Vartan would go for charging in. But
that's kind of what I was thinking, was that at this point, what do we have to lose?
Yeah. He could be stopped, but that would be his go-to.
So you go charging in. You kick in the door, it flies open, you make your way into the warehouse, and what you see is gut-wrenching. You find Dove Bree laid out on a makeshift altar in the center of one of the warehouse bays. She's been killed as well. Her arms and legs are pinned in a pose to match the one destruction rune that you've been seeing painted all over town. Around her, though, lay the bodies of 10 other cultists that have been killed. Their bodies are laid out in a large circle. And there appears to be something, you can't tell, it's pretty dark in here right now. There appears to be something on the ground in between each one of the bodies.
This is horrifying. All this death. For what?
As Baya's saying that, I'm going to walk over and see what's in between them.
And Moragan's going to walk over to Bree.
They appear to be the runes that Vartan and Baya would recognize are the same set of runes that surround the entire city of Eterno. The ones that go under the tunnels.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Weren't those runes the ones that kept people alive?
She did say the final sacrifice would be here, and it's trying to break the magic of this place and the portal.
Everyone give me an Arcana check, and Baya give it with advantage.
10.
8.
Thank you for the advantage. Oh. 5.
Do you want to use an inspiration?
Yeah. There we go. 17.
There we go. Okay. Baya, your research and your understanding of languages helps you to identify one new rune out of this ancient text. And the new rune has been laced into some of the old runes. And the rune itself is a small, quick, almost like a half of an arrow. So just some quick jabs of line work added to these runes. And it is the rune of corruption. So it appears that she has added some sort of corruption to the same magic incantation that circles the city.
How are these runes inscribed? Like, are they dug into the dirt? Painted?
They are, was used the blood of the cultists to draw them into essentially wood flooring.
It looks like someone added corruption to these runes. I don't know what that means. If a ritual was done here with corrupted eternal life, I'm not sure exactly what that means. I don't know if it's going to affect the whole town, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it might. I mean, I guess, I don't know how it works, but I guess that's one way of breaking the magic here.
The question is, where did she go?
Yeah, I think on that, I'll walk around and I guess just look around, see if there's any signs of somebody exiting or signs of her exiting.
Go ahead and make an investigation roll.
I'm going to use my last inspiration.
Okay.
It's a 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, with all of the foot tracks coming in, the 10 different cultists, other townsfolk, Brass Cane, and even you guys coming in and out, the footsteps are just too mangled and messy to identify where she went to exactly.
Yeah, I can't make out. I can't make her out from anybody else. I think it's going to be impossible to find her. Find the direction she went.
Well, she said that she was going to weaken the magic and then close the portal forever.
Would she be heading to the portal room then? I mean, she seemed to think it kind of needed to be closed from the inside out at one point.
Shit, how do we get there now? We could climb up the well.
You and that well.
Well, we blocked off the other entrance.
That's true. I mean, whatever we do, and yeah, of course time is of the essence, but we can't leave this like this. Bree deserves more respect.
I agree.
Is there anyone, in the area around us still, or is everybody still trying to put out Vartan's house?
Most of the, city guard and the doves were either going to protect the innocent people that were left, recovering from their wounds, or putting out the fire.
So besides Bree, it is just cultists that none of us have ever seen.
Correct. Yep. No other innocents. The only other innocent person anywhere near you is Robin Torman, who's kind of out in the streets. He did not come into the warehouse with you, but he's still following you around.
Well, Moragan's going to unpin Bree, lay her black out, just laid out, no longer in a ritualistic pose, and kind of glance around the warehouse, see if she can find a tarp or something to cover her so that she's just not laying in the open with these horrible people around her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you easily find a tarp and the stuff, and you can cover her up and give her a little respect.
Is there something that's powering these runes on the floor?
With your Arcana check of 17, you believe it's blood magic, so the blood is a good source of power. Plus, the city itself already has magic. If you were to try and disrupt it, you could scratch up the runes on the ground, break up the circle.
Yeah. I guess I'll just pour some water over the blood to try to wash it away.
You know, it washes it kind of away, but kind of smudges and stuff, but you can definitely break it up easily.
I'm a little bit at a loss of what to do. This horror, since we've gotten back, has been a lot, and we need to find Susan. We need to stop her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a threat of anybody else being murdered. I mean, she did tell us this was the last one.
She said she needed brass cane, but a blood magic ritual, technically anyone could be used. It just won't be as potent, maybe. I don't know if she'll be able to accomplish what she's trying to, but how do we stop her at this point?
No, I think she's alone now. I mean, she killed all of her accomplices.
Well, I mean, what's she even trying to do at this point? We have her core.
Vartan, just at that moment, the spear disappears from your hands.
Of course it does.
A few moments later, you hear a scream from a good distance away, but it is a man's scream that you can hear ring out throughout the night over all of the shouting from the people putting out the fire, from the people trying to organize stuff. You hear one very large shout. Our heroes will be right back after these messages. Hello, listeners. If you are enjoying the show and would like to take a look at a way to support the cast while getting yourself some nice perks, please consider our Patreon. We offer ad-free listening as well as this entire season if you select the binge tier or higher on our Patreon. Plus, you'll be directly supporting our cast for their work, as our team over at Creative Typo have begun to pay our voice actors for our performances. So check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Creative Typo. I would also like to give a big shout out to our executive producer from Patreon, Nick Mead. Thank you, Mead. We truly appreciate your support. Now, back to the town of Eterno.
Immediately run towards the shout.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's toward the Last Stop Tavern and Inn. So you head out of the warehouse, and just as you're heading out, you see Tormund say, "Oh my god, what is happening? What's happening to my book?" And you look. Robin Tormund shouts out in fear as the book ignites into flames. And he drops the book to the ground, the one that he had a connection to his Greyhawk voice with. And flames burst to life from the air above the book. Wisps of smoke and spouts of fire coalesce into a shape. It's the shape of Yagnaloth as he forms into existence. Yagnaloth grabs up the Robin using his smaller arm, and the demon drains the life from Robin Tormund and shouts, "I am free!" And then he tosses Tormund to the ground. The Robin is now dead. And roll for initiative.
All right.
19.
Well, I rolled a nat 1 with 0 modifier.
20.
Baya, you're up first.
Baya looks at this demon and says, "You killed and hurt a lot of the doves, and you just murdered this Robin. And what for? What are you gaining out of this?"
Power.
Well, this takes a lot of power. And she finger guns a fireball at him.
Ooh, that is a 19.
That passes, so 16 fire damage. See, it doesn't matter how powerful you are. You still get singed.
Where are we at distance-wise? I know we were coming up on the Robin, but I wasn't quite sure where we were at.
I'd say you're a solid 30 feet away, so you could get within striking distance melee if you want, or you can back out of striking distance if you want.
Okay. Well, Moragan's upset, so she's going to go ahead and close the distance. So when she gets in front of him, she unfurls her spectral wings just for an extra intimidation factor and leaps up to strike him about mid-high with her greaves. That's not going to do it. That's an 8. So as she attempts to do this, she's clearly angry. She just saw the Robin murdered. She's upset over Bree. And, just thinking about everyone that she's lost or who was injured, and she just wasn't paying attention. So she just kind of whiffs on by, catches herself, and tries again, kind of aiming at his other side instead, and is still angry. And and so she totally misses. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spend a key point for Fury of Blows and just make 2 unarmed strikes. First one is a 13, which I'm assuming misses. All right, so 17 hits for 4 damage. I'm going to go ahead and step back 5 feet, not that that's going to do any good at all.
No. No. In fact, it's his turn now. And his reach with his long arm is actually 15 feet. So he pulls up his giant arm and goes to hit you as he takes a step forward toward you. And it's a miss. It's a critical miss. Let me see if he... Nope, not a second critical. So yeah, so his big swing as he's taking a step toward you, but your nimble monk abilities help you avoid that hit. And then he brings his small arm down to grab onto you, and that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so the first initial damage on that is 24 lightning damage.
Whew.
Damn.
And then a lightning bolt shoots back toward Vartan and Baya. And I need dexterity saving throws from each of you. DC 16.
Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
12.
That is 22 damage to Vartan. And because it was a crit on your save, Baya, I will say 0 damage to you.
Baya nimbly sidesteps the lightning with fire glowing in her eyes at the anger she's feeling for this being.
Very, very understandable. And Vartan, I believe you're last in order.
All right. I'm not even going to react to the lightning other than it definitely hits him, but he is quiet and he's going to walk up very, very angry. He pulls the hammer out and he goes for actually I'm going to use a bonus action as I'm walking up, and I'm going to deduce weakness, swapping my to add my wisdom modifier to damage to weapon damage rolls.
Okay.
I'm going for just two-handed, going for a stab with the tip. That's a 20 to hit. And after I'm going for a stab into his little arm, just because I guess it's the most exposed, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stab for that, and then I'm gonna just full rotation swing to smash it at the shoulder joint.
Okay.
Right after stabbing it. First attack with the stab. That is 13 damage. Second attack with the crushing blow. That is 15 damage. And I learn one of the creature's traits, action, senses, damage, vulnerabilities, resistance, or immunities. Your choice.
So I will tell you all of his damage resistances. He is damage resistant to lightning, cold, fire, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical damages.
Jeez.
I'm trying to think of how I'm learning that information from that attack. Like maybe I'm getting visions in my head with the whole mystery warrior archetype with the visions that I get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, make sure you hit him with magic items. And based on that last fireball attack, I don't think fire is going to hurt him too much. I imagine lightning as well. And cold.
No elements. Got it.
Good to know, Vartan. Thanks for the info.
How much taller is he than me?
He is a very large fiend.
Okay. So he's pretty big.
12, 13 feet in between.
Okay, well I'm gonna leave off with like squaring up with him and trying to like get myself in between Moragan and between him and Moragan and Baya.
That takes us back to Baya's turn.
Baya is going to cast Cloud of Daggers on his location. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range, the middle of his body. A creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
Okay.
9 slashing damage.
All right, Moragan.
All right, Moragan is going to go ahead and retreat back to a 20-foot distance from where he is and take up a position with her crossbow and fire twice. 18 to hit.
Yep.
8 piercing damage on that. And the second one is 26 to hit with 6 damage.
All right.
And that's my turn.
All right, and Yagna-Loth now takes his turn and strikes out with his giant arm at Vartan. So his first attack smashes down on you, doing 28 damage. And I need a DC 16 Constitution saving throw from you, or you are stunned.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. And then with its small arm, it's going to touch you, or attempt to, but it only rolled an 11 on that.
That misses.
So the lightning does not trigger on the damage from his small arm, and it does not shoot out a lightning bolt across the terrain at Moragan and Baya. And that is its turn.
Yeah, I'm in a second wind. That is 8. Healing myself for 14.
Okay.
And I'm going for that lightning arm again. That's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And that's a miss. So I go to swing again, and I guess he dodges. But I did hit 1. That's 14 damage.
That arm is looking super mangled right now. It is busted up, broken up. You can tell it was still kind of broken up when he came here originally. He healed quite a bit by sucking the life out of Robin Tormund, but it is just as bad as you've seen it so far. So it is pretty wrecked.
All right.
Baya is going to cast Mind Spike, and I need a Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 20.
Right. That would be 4 damage. 4 psychic damage.
He's definitely bloodied now as well.
Okay. And if he tries to become invisible or anything, I will still know exactly where he is.
All right. Sweet.
Okay, Moragan is going to take up a position right next to Vartan. So basically shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
And I am going to attack with Breath of the Dragon in a 20-foot cone of acid. So that should not affect Vartan since we're side by side. So I need a dex save.
It's an 11, so it fails its save.
That's 7 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and also throw a dart. And that goes wide.
It's kind of hard to do with him being a giant and right in front
Right?
of you.
Yeah. Maybe it went straight into the ground.
It also hit the acid.
Yeah, it just dissolved.
Fizzled away. All right. It is Big Yag's turn. So Yagnoloth needs to take his damage from the cloud of daggers.
10.
All right, and he is going to attempt to attack Vartan again and pull him into the cloud of daggers again. So with the massive arm, he's gonna. He rolled a 17.
17 hits.
All right, 17 hits.
Okay, but I am going to use Gift of the Metallic Dragon, Protective Wings, and wrap those wings around Vartan and give him 3+ bonus to his AC.
That misses then.
What? All right. Does that last this entire round? So his
Yes.
small hand trying to hit too? Okay, so his small hand is also a miss. So you go to wrap your wings around Vartan just as Yagnoloth slams both of his arms down on Vartan, and your wings collapse around Vartan just in time to block the blows from both arms. And because neither abilities trigger, he is going to cast invisibility on himself. So Baya, you still know where he is, but he just poof disappears in front of Vartan and Moragan.
Baya calls out his location
All right.
Okay.
if he moves.
He did. He moved 10 feet back away from them after his attack. So he's still within range to hit them because his reach with his big arm, not his little arm, but his big arm is 15 feet. So he moved to where he was at that 15 feet mark so he could still hit them, but they could not hit him if they swung. So you call that out.
All right. Well, I am going center mass based on my spotter's directions. Going for the spike first.
Okay.
That is a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Nice.
20 damage. And I have one more attack. What I'm going to do, if you'll allow me to do it, so I don't lose his position, I'm going to actually pull myself up with the hammer embedded in him with the spike, and I'm gonna like grab onto his cloak, and I'm gonna pull the hammer out and try and jam it into where I feel where where his head will be.
100% you can do this.
That is 22 to hit.
And that's a kill shot because he only had 1 hit point left.
Oh,
He had 21 hit points and you did 20 on that stab.
yeah, I'm just gonna slam that. I'm grabbing it at like the top of it where the hammer is, so I'm just like hammer fisting the hammer spike into his head.
Blood, brain matter start to spurt out, and then he becomes visible again as he collapses to the ground.
I'm gonna ride him down.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Ethereal Embrace, a creative Typo production. Vartan the Furbog Fighter is voiced and played by Adam Culbertson. Baya Rustin, the half-elf sorcerer, is voiced and played by Tisha. Moragan, the human monk, is voiced and played by Nari Kwak. And I am Nico, your GM. Please remember to drop us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcatcher. Music provided in part by Midnight Syndicate, makers of the original Dungeons & Dragons soundtrack. If you would like to support our show or any of our other shows, you can join our family of patrons at patreon.com/creative typo. Remember, be safe, we love you all, and stay foolish.
I'm not even gonna react to the lightning, other than like it definitely hits him, but he is quiet and he's going to walk up very, very, what's the word?
Menacingly.
Stoically. Yeah, very stoic.
Nonchalantly.
Well, no, very
just
focused,
skipping.
very focused, very angry, walking up